With Diddy still grappling with all means to crawl his way through jail, here's exactly what happened to all his ex-girlfriends, including the ones who exposed his crimes and those who defended him in public. Starting with Cassie Ventura, the woman who first pulled back the curtain on Diddy's alleged abusive and predatory behavior. She and Combs used to be the staple of luxury, almost making them the king and queen of Diddy's Bad Boy Records empire, as both were musicians and partners for about 10 years until they finally broke up in 2018. But 5 years after their separation, the relationship was exposed to be nothing like it appeared when Cassie filed a lawsuit against Combs, detailing years of systemic abuse she suffered. These claims were backed by hotel CCTV footage released by the media months later, which showed Combs allegedly assaulting Cassie as she was attempting to leave their hotel back in 2016. Surprisingly, this lawsuit was settled in just a day, as reports later revealed that Cassie received a $20 million payout to settle. But unfortunately for Combs, the lawsuit, despite being settled immediately, served as a gateway for other victims to step forward, triggering additional civil claims and eventual federal scrutiny. So in May of 2025, after more victims came forward during the criminal lawsuit against Sean Combs for federal racketeering and sex trafficking charges, Cassie became the prosecutor's central witness. Despite being only 2 weeks away from giving birth to her third child, she provided harrowing accounts that portrayed the alleged abuse of Combs, stating that Diddy and his inner circle used threats, violence, drugs, bribery, arson, kidnapping, and lies to coerce Ventura and another woman into participating in drug-fueled sexual parties that were later known as freak-offs. Her detailed statements regarding her personal nightmares and Diddy's infamous freak-offs helped prove the transporting of individuals for the purpose of prostitution, contributing to the legal pressure that saw him sentenced up to 50 months on October 2025. Since her stressful testimonies, Cassie has been doing her best to turn her pain into her strength. Married to Alex Fine, Cassie currently lives a relatively private life with her husband and 3 children. Though no longer as active in the entertainment industry as before, she has successfully returned to her modeling career, being the face of brands like The Blondes and Kim Kardashian's Skims. There were talks in late 2024 that she might drop tracks from her vault of unreleased music, but no official confirmation or updates have followed since. Unlike Cassie Ventura, who publicly exposed and distanced herself from Diddy, Young Miami was one of the few who publicly defended him during the initial wave of allegations. Born as Carisha Remeka Brownlee, the then City Girls star was first linked to Diddy in the summer of 2021, when she posted a photo holding his hands during the birthday celebration of the CEO of Quality Control Music. And for years since then, the two consistently maintained a non-exclusive situation setup, with Diddy explaining it as such.
Date? We're dating. We go have dates. And we're friends.
Okay.
We go to exotic locations. We have great times.
But with the couple's frequent Met Gala appearances, this iconic Go Poppy moment, and their frequent lavish yacht getaways, it was clear that their relationship was anything but casual. And the lengths to which they were intertwined really shone through when the legal allegations against Diddy started to be uncovered. Unlike most of Diddy's girlfriends on the list, Miami was involved in legal complications, as in the federal lawsuit filed against Combs, she was accused of being an alleged drug mule who helped transport narcotics for Combs. On top of that, she was also named as one of the women whom Diddy allegedly bragged that he had on a monthly stipend. She strongly denied these allegations on X though, calling these statements something that the internet has made up. That said, following Diddy's arrest a year later, she made a very controversial move by submitting a formal character letter to the judge in charge before his sentencing hearing, stating, "Behind the scenes, Diddy is loving, genuine, supportive, and always encouraging. He helped me shape me both professionally and personally. One of my most meaningful memories was when he took me to my first Met Gala. Judge, that's a good man." Many found this letter to be incredibly odd, writing, "What she means to say is, he didn't do all of these vile sick things to me, so..." She's disgusting. With some also saying, "Judge, that's a good man," are the only words I read. And that alone is wild. I wish I could believe this is fake, but I truly believe she absolutely would. Regardless of the public scrutiny about her loyalty to Combs, though, it seems like, at least career-wise, Young Miami is thriving. Although in 2024, she publicly admitted that she was in a rough patch as her label, Quality Control, was allegedly holding back her solo tracks. In February 2026, she released 2 independent singles, Newsflash, addressing recent headlines, and Tea Time, a high-energy club track. Her daughter's 2025 Summer Miami Cosmetics launch also proved to be successful, though there's still no news whether Young Miami will continue her podcast, Carisha Please. All that said, if we dial back to 2021, Young Miami was not the only one publicized to be Diddy's romantic partner, as Joey Chavez, the high-profile fitness influencer and entrepreneur, was also linked to the mogul later that same year. In September of 2021, the two were spotted getting cozy in Capri, laughing, kissing, and being in very intimate positions. This was initially slightly controversial as the father of Joey's daughter, rapper Bow Wow, is personally acquainted with Diddy. But Bow Wow later revealed that he and Diddy had talked it out for more than an hour through FaceTime, hinting that he gave his blessing for the couple.
That's something that we spoke about in private. We dealt with it, and we moved on from it. And I heard his piece, I heard her piece. They heard mine, and and we just gonna leave it at that.
Since then, Joey was also seen on multiple occasions with Diddy, such as in his 2022 New Year's Eve party, where more of Combs' girlfriends like Young Miami and Daphne Joy were also spotted. And Joey even had a cameo on Diddy's single Gotta Move On later that year. Oddly enough, after this cameo, the couple's relationship didn't just fade, it was blatantly denied by Joey. In her now deleted social media post, Chavez spoke out against those spreading speculations that she and Diddy were an item, saying, "Me and him are friends and have been. I was working on an unreleased project for him, and that's why I was in Italy. In the midst of me being there, we kissed. That's it. Didn't go further than that. The kiss shouldn't have happened, but it did. And there's nothing I can do about it." A year later, by the time Diddy was facing a major lawsuit in 2023, Joey was already dating a new partner, NFL star Trayvon Diggs, with whom she later had a daughter. She eventually broke up with Diggs, but since then, she had not been seen with Diddy again, at least as the public knows it. She also hasn't made any statements regarding the lawsuits, especially since she wasn't mentioned or associated directly with any. And at the moment, Joey is simply thriving on her own. Online, her branding remains focused on high-end Get Ready With Me vlogs and sharing snippets of her motherhood journey. It's safe to say that Diddy has been out of her life's picture, something that could also be said for Lori Harvey, who enjoyed a short but controversial relationship with the mogul. Widely recognized as Steve Harvey's stepdaughter, it was first speculated that Lori was dating Justin Combs, Diddy's son, when they were spotted hanging out at the official Big Game Takeover pre-Super Bowl party in 2019. But very quickly, the narrative shifted as Lori was then frequently accompanied by Sean himself, even when his son was not around. The two were photographed on multiple occasions, from vacation trips in Cabo San Lucas to family dinners with Steve Harvey himself. Lori and Diddy never really confirmed their relationship in public, and by 2019, less than a year after they were linked together, the public had a hint that the couple had broken off, as Lori was spotted with Future, enjoying outings and shopping dates. After breaking up with Future, Michael B. Jordan entered Lori's dating scene, leaving Diddy completely out of the picture from then on. Lori has not filed any lawsuits against Combs, nor was she named as a defendant during his legal battles. She's also remained largely silent about all the Sean Combs controversies as a whole. Her last mention of anything Diddy-related was in 2023, when she firmly denied the rumors that she dated a father and a son. No names were mentioned, but it was widely assumed to be about Diddy and Justin Combs. Currently, Lori Harvey is thriving and is as successful as ever, with her skincare brand SKN by LH enjoying steady demand, and she herself is a frequent guest at events like Paris Fashion Week while draped in luxury clothes. And speaking of girlfriends who had completely gone silent regarding their history with Combs, we have Jennifer Lopez, the global icon who ended things with Diddy with a literal bang. Many of whom following pop culture today might not even know that Diddy and Jennifer Lopez dated, as their relationship dates back to 1999. But their 2-year-long relationship had paparazzi going wild at the time. Lopez was already an established it girl and became the first person ever to simultaneously claim the #1 album and movie in the same week in America. So paired with Diddy, they were a high-profile couple too powerful to ignore. But the reality behind the glamorous facade couldn't be more different. Jennifer Lopez had first-hand exposure to the danger surrounding Combs during the 1999 shooting incident that happened in a Manhattan nightclub where they were. Diddy was allegedly also firing some shots himself, though this was never confirmed. But the couple was still detained after a gun was found in their car as they left the Times Square area nightclub. 2 years later, Jennifer eventually broke up with Combs in 2001. And when another 2 years went by, she revealed how the shooting incident was not the only time being with Diddy had scared her, saying this in a Vibe magazine interview. "It was the first time I was with someone who wasn't faithful. I was in this relationship with Puff where I was totally crying, crazy, and going nuts. It really took my whole life in a tailspin." Years after the breakup, the ex-couple never really connected with each other again, except during award shows like the AMAs in 2015. So unsurprisingly, even after Diddy got arrested, Jennifer has not released any official statements about her ex-partner. She has maintained a no-comment stance even when purposefully approached by interviewers about the topic.
Hey Jennifer, do you have anything to say about the P. Diddy situation? Any comments on that, Jennifer?
And she didn't bother to react even when Elon Musk mocked her for apparently not warning people about Diddy.
It's like J-Lo was like his ex-girlfriend. Now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we shouldn't trust her opinion.
However, saying that the situation simply doesn't affect her wouldn't be factual either. In 2024, at the height of the controversy surrounding Diddy, and amid reports that the 1999 shooting case could get reinvestigated, sources revealed that Jennifer is ignoring all questions about Diddy, but she can't ignore the anxiety that comes every time his name is brought up. She's at the point where she's experiencing PTSD over it. She's terrified about where the situation might lead, especially if she gets formally interrogated. Regardless though, J-Lo is still successful as ever. Her skincare line is now a top-performing brand. She was the most recent MC for the Golden Globes, and she had just wrapped up her Up All Night tour. Even though Diddy is obviously a sensitive topic of conversation for her, it's safe to say that she has cut off ties with the mogul, something that can't be said for Sarah Chapman, the mother of Sean Combs' oldest daughter. Chapman reportedly met Sean Diddy Combs in the 1990s, but at the time, the relationship was best described as friends since Diddy was already dating Kimberly Porter. The two claimed to have never dated, but by 2007, it became clear that Chapman was more than one of Combs' casual friends after he publicly acknowledged that he was committed to being a good father to his 15-month-old daughter, Chance, whom Sarah gave birth to. Even though the little girl was a factor in his breakup with his longtime girlfriend, Kim Porter, who also gave birth to twins just 5 months after Chance was born. Even after Diddy and Kimberly Porter split though, Chapman never landed on the main girlfriend role. Instead, the couple remained co-parents, raising their daughter alongside her siblings from different mothers. Until now, Sarah Chapman openly supports Sean Combs in prison, especially during his court hearings. She's not given any interviews to the press, but was photographed on multiple occasions attending court dates for Diddy along with his children. Outside of Diddy's legal troubles, Sarah maintains a very discreet life, though it is believed that she has her own business and is likely earning as a social media influencer as well. Talking about Sarah Chapman naturally leads us to introducing Kimberly Porter, who is often regarded as the main girlfriend during Sarah's relationship with Diddy. Being the mother to 3 of Diddy's biological children, and with Combs legally adopting her first child, the model was often regarded as the true soulmate of Diddy. For over a decade since she met Diddy in the 1990s, Kim had an on-and-off relationship with the rapper. And according to Porter herself, even when Diddy was dating J-Lo, he was still trying to pursue her back, saying this in an interview. He was calling 50, 60 times a day. Sometimes I wouldn't even talk to him because I was so angry. I couldn't be nice Kim. Their vague but undeniably deep relationship seemed to peak in 2006 when their twin daughters were born.
God is the greatest. He blessed me and my girlfriend Kim in the world with 2 beautiful baby girls.
Though the relationship also quickly crashed down in July of 2007, when, as mentioned earlier, Kim decided to end things with Diddy after he confirmed to be the father of Sarah Chapman's child. From there, the ex-couple remained active co-parents for a decade, ensuring the twins were present at major awards like this Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony in 2008, and spending major holidays and vacations together. It seems like the two remained good friends until Kimberly tragically lost her life in November 2018 due to what the autopsy revealed to be a severe form of pneumonia. Diddy shared his grief online at the time and on Twitter, mentioned, "For the last 3 days, I've been trying to wake up out of this nightmare, but I haven't. I don't know what I'm going to do without you, baby." And he followed up with another post saying, "We were more than best friends. We were more than soulmates. And I miss you so much. Super Black Love." In 2022, even 4 years after Kim's passing, Diddy displayed a video of Kimberly as he performed at the BET Awards.
To Hollywood, that's a long journey, and I can only think of one person. Well, you know what? You're the only person that I can think.
In 2024, there was a 59-page document published on Amazon, controversially titled Kim's Lost Words, framed as if it were Kimberly's secret diary detailing abuse from Diddy. But Amazon later pulled it out once it was publicly denounced by her children and Diddy's legal team as false. Her children and Combs are frequently seen attending court sessions and supporting their father, sometimes accompanied by Misa Hilton, Diddy's first public relationship. The fashion prodigy reportedly met Diddy in the early 1990s, and their relationship peaked in 1993, when Diddy's first son, Justin Dior Combs, was born. Initially, they were seen as another it couple, as she dated Diddy during the formative years of his label, Bad Boy Records, and apparently helped define the visual identity of Bad Boy before the label even launched. But decades after breaking up, Hilton indirectly confirmed that she may have also been assaulted during their relationship when, in 2024, as the surveillance video of Cassie Ventura being abused in the hotel hallways was released, Hilton referred to the news saying, "I'm heartbroken that Cassie must relive the horror of her abuse, and my heart goes out to her. I know exactly how she feels, and through my empathy, it has triggered my own trauma." Because of this, many were confused last year when Hilton was spotted attending Diddy's trial in Manhattan in May of 2025. However, she made it clear that she attended the proceedings to support her son, Justin Combs, hinting that she did not personally condone Diddy's actions. On that note, along with Young Miami, it was reported that Misa Hilton was also one of the dozens of people who submitted letters of support for Diddy to the judge. Outside Diddy's ongoing legal battles, Hilton appears to be focusing on her healing journey from a serious leg injury for now, while steadfastly ensuring that she protects the name and well-being of her children. She still oversees the Misa Hilton Fashion Academy, so although she may not be as vocal publicly, she continues to influence the fashion world behind the scenes. While Misa Hilton clarified that her stance of standing by Diddy is purely out of love for her son and her role as a mother, Dana Tran, on the other hand, consistently shows that she personally supports and believes in Sean Combs. Her relationship with Diddy was never made public, but when Combs announced the birth of his daughter, Love, in 2022, it was eventually revealed that the mother was Dana Tran. Being a cybersecurity professional with a high-level role at Siemens instead of working in entertainment, she rarely made public appearances with Diddy, especially since the public mostly recognized Young Miami as Diddy's partner at the time. However, when Diddy was arrested in 2024, Dana frequently showed support for Diddy, publicly wearing a ring that reads Love, which, despite being her daughter's name, was also Diddy's chosen rebrand moniker at the time. And since then, she had been a fixture in courtrooms, sometimes attending trials alongside Diddy's mother. At the moment, her social media presence heavily revolves around the youngest Combs heir, but she's also spotted supporting Diddy's other children, such as attending his twin daughter's football games. She has shifted her corporate-facing image to more of a private influencer/loving mother persona, all after meeting Diddy. Though for obvious reasons, not everyone previously linked to Combs is proud to admit that he was once their lover, with Daphne Joy being one of the few who purposefully stay away from the public's view every time the Diddy drama resurfaces. Daphne Joy and Diddy were first spotted in 2021, but it wasn't until September 2022 when Joy posted a video of herself enjoying Combs' iHeartRadio Music Festival performance, followed with a birthday greeting a month later, that they confirmed the relationship to the public. Right away, the news quickly blew up, not really because the two were high profile, but more because 50 Cent, Daphne's ex and the father of her son, purposely mocked their photos online. In a now deleted photo, 50 Cent posted a photo of himself and his son, both wearing sunglasses, and captioned it, "Oh shit, that's your mommy over there with Puffy. Lol. Remember what I told you the other day? These bitches be crazy, shaking my head." Though, as with most of Diddy's relationships, his time with Daphne Joy soon died down in the year that followed, as he was more frequently seen with Young Miami. In March of 2024, when Lil Rod filed a lawsuit against Diddy, Daphne Joy was mentioned alongside Young Miami and Jade Ramey as alleged recipients of a monthly stipend in exchange for their sex services. And these serious allegations were amplified when 50 Cent tried to use them as justification to seek sole custody of his and Daphne's son, Sire, to apparently protect him. Joy maintained that the claims were nothing but character assassination, and then stated that she'll explore all legal remedies against both Rodney and his attorney. That said, apart from being involuntarily dragged into the case named in legal documents, Daphne has sought to maintain distance from Diddy and all the disputes, leaving zero comments regarding her thoughts or feelings about the case. If anything, she's more outspoken and concerned about her messy relationship with 50 Cent, who loved using Daphne's previous involvement with Diddy as a way to shame his ex-girlfriend. Regardless, Lopez is still trying to stay strong, with her main focus now being her self-titled brand, the Daphne Joy Collection, with no news of any future acting projects yet. Up until this point, we've either seen women who defended Diddy, who accused him, or remained silent. But we've got to talk about the woman who went from exposing and accusing Diddy of all his abuses to being his outspoken defender. While Diddy was in a long-term relationship with Cassie Ventura in the mid to late 2010s, he was also low-key yet consistently involved with Gina Hun, a fitness model and social media personality. Gina was not exactly deeply embedded in music or Hollywood, so the public was pretty much unaware of their relationship with Diddy at first. But the longer they dated, the more daring Gina became at exposing her relationship with the mogul. She started regularly posting photos and videos from Diddy's jets or homes, and ended up posting a video of Diddy kissing her.
Video went up and it went viral. Everyone was shocked, like, whoa, Diddy has a new girlfriend.
But while the relationship looked glamorous on the surface, cracks began to show around 2019 when, during an interview with Tasha K, Gina Hun unexpectedly dropped allegations that Diddy was physically abusive with her.
One of my heels and tried to throw it at me. It's like really hard and made my nose bleed.
She also exposed how Diddy tried to pay her to terminate her pregnancy.
He was like, "You're gonna get an abortion, right?" He offered me $50,000 to get rid of it, but I turned it down because I just loved him.
This made Gina one of the first women to ever hint at his darker side in public. So when Diddy was indicted in 2024, the prosecution intended for her to be a star witness, or victim number 3 in the Diddy indictment, with the document also labeling her as an alleged victim of sex trafficking. However, just days before the trial, the prosecution reported that they'd lost touch with Gina and her attorney despite her being under subpoena. Though this was not entirely surprising for those who are aware that, behind the scenes, Gina was still reportedly dating Diddy even after the abuse she suffered. In May of 2022, after the Billboard Music Awards, which Diddy hosted, and years after she was allegedly abused by Combs, Gina shared a new photo of Diddy kissing her cheek, which sparked a public feud between her and Young Miami, whom Diddy was dating during the awards night. Young Miami sent a series of tweets indirectly toward Gina, saying, "Somebody please give this bitch some attention." While in her Instagram story, Gina also indirectly responded to the shade with a, "If anybody's seeking attention, bitch, it's you." So with the extent to which Gina was willing to do to protect being with Diddy, it wasn't too surprising that when he faced serious legal disputes again, she was present not as Diddy's victim but as a supporter, being one of the women who wrote a letter of support for bail before sentencing, writing, "I do not view Mr. Combs as a danger to me or the community. This is his first criminal case. He has substantial ties to his family and community. If released, I believe Mr. Combs will adhere to all conditions imposed and will not jeopardize his freedom or the well-being of his family." Gina also denied being a victim of Diddy in the past, calling out prosecutors in an interview by stating, "During those meetings, I felt pressured to feel like a victim. I told them I was not, but they insisted that I was, even when I expressed my truth otherwise. I was not trafficked. I did not engage in prostitution with him or others. That would have been my testimony if called to the stand." The public still doesn't know much about how deeply connected she still is with Diddy, or whether they're still in a relationship, but on the career side of things, Gina seems to be a day trader, and based on her social media posts, she's making sure to take care of herself after all the stress surrounding the court procedures. Diddy's legal saga is still developing, so it's unclear whether we'll get another Jane Doe or high-profile accuser to step up and reveal their history with the ex-partner. So, leave a like on this video or comment what you know so we can make more.